Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the match preview. Blackburn Rovers away. This used to be one of my favourite away grounds.
Yeah.
Some good times.
Good memories
at Blackburn. Although there was one particular one, I remember beating them. I think it was 3-2 when Tim Cahill scored in the last minute, which was brilliant. And then I remember one where Andy Johnson scored in the last minute. It was disallowed for no reason. And then there was just I think there was just a picture in the paper of me celebrating in action in a blue shirt.
Absolutely, and I think it's important that we do. Me and you were talking earlier on the way in that there's not really any reason why we shouldn't see him play. And I think for the fans that are travelling down there as well, there's been, you know, Blues that have travelled to all the pre-season friendlies so far without us actually having accumulated any new players. So I think we've just got our man. I think it's important that we see him out there wearing that blue shirt and get a little taste of what he's all about, because we were saying also, it's all very well and good getting excited about players, but it's until they put on that shirt and you see them playing for your club that you do get that idea of, okay, this is how it's going to work, this is exciting. And we need that, because pre-season there's not been anything to really report on too much. We've been trying to figure out the ones, whether they're going to be moved on or stay, are they going to develop, but we've not had anyone new to look at and get excited about. And I think this is that opportunity, and I'm excited to see him play. I hope that we do get to see him. I think we will. I think at least off the bench, as I said, he's been pre-season. I think he was on tour with Watford before he came and signed for us. And I think, you know, why not just put him straight into the action? At the end of the day, it's a pre-season game. We've got three pre-season games before the season starts, so why not get him straight in there? Because you know, for the price tag, he's going to be playing first game of the season. Oh, he's got to be,
you know, on that left hand side, I imagine. So he's got to be straight in there. And as you said, then fans have gone to the game so far with little to be excited by. I think it's been noticeable that in other summers, when we've had new managers and things like that, fans have been a little bit more excited going in, you know, and there's been a little bit more of a buzz, especially if there's new players. I haven't really felt that this summer. I feel like fans are a little bit like, well, we'll wait and see on this fella, you know, we'll wait and see. And because there hasn't been any new players, then there's not even that to attract you to them. But I think with the possibility of Richarlison playing, I think fans will suddenly go, well, you know what, I might go to this game now, or I'm a little bit more excited about this game now. So hopefully that'll put a few more Blues on the gate. I
hope so, and it should do, really, because, you know, I'm dead excited about the fact we've signed him. And as you said, Blues have been pretty good still going to the games. It's, as you've just said there, having Brands and Silva come in, you'd expect that to bring sort of excitement and promise, which I think it has, but I think we've been so beaten down from the last few seasons. Last season particularly is the worst I remember as a Blue, like it really is, and we're talking even like late 90s. It was just with the expectation that came with last season, and it was just so morbid and depressing. I think although we're like, yes, we've got Brands in, I see that as an excellent appointment, and Silva as well. But without the players and without seeing things coming into fruition, whatever the word is, that it's fruition, then it's like, it's why do I try and do this?
It's alright, it's normally me who can't say
words. Why do I try and use posh words to make myself sound intelligent and then I can't get them out? But no, I think we haven't seen the players come in and everything like that. So yeah, this is a chance to see, okay, well, this is a player that the board, Brands and Silva have identified they want him, and we're starting to see things take shape. We've seen that in some of the performances with the formations and the way we're playing and the way we're pressing, but now we're going to start seeing them put their stamp on things.
What you'd hope for, certainly what I'm hoping for now, is that against Blackburn, again, you have almost like the first choice 11 as possible, and you see the levels go up a little bit. So whereas against Porto, the intensity was there for the first half and then it died off the second half. I'm hoping that intensity lasts, you know, an hour now. They've had, I imagine they'll train Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll probably train Thursday morning, light training, and then that intensity will go in the game, and everyone step up a bit, because at the end of the day, they're the two things you're really looking for in pre-season. Results are by the by, you know what I mean. The sharpness comes with fitness, and I'm just hoping that the team that is the outline effectively the team that's going to play against Wolves is there and is really working hard. Richarlison, you add that to him, and suddenly you've got that little bit of an X factor, excitement for the fans, and then the team can start taking shape, because that's all really. Of course, we want to win the game and we want to go there and beat them, but let's hope that for 60 minutes, 75 minutes, we see a team really playing the way Marco Silva wants to play next season.
Definitely, and I think the other thing that you've touched on there as well is it's like we want to see that starting 11 as of now. Yes, we're still hoping that there'll be some business. We need there to be, certainly in defence, but I want to see who is Marco Silva's starting 11 with what we've got now, and let's see them play together. Let's give them a chance to kind of gel, because how many more have we got? We've got Blackburn, then we've got Rennes, and then we've got Valencia. So that's 3 more games. So now's the time to really go, okay, this is our team. There's obviously going to be a couple that you're hoping are going to come in, as I said, but get them gelling, because that's something that we've struggled with for so long now, the chopping and the changing, and that's been the case in like Austria and Portugal as well. We saw 2 games in 2 days, pretty well 2 entirely separate sides, and that's very much been the way. He's very much been trying to go, I want to watch everyone, decide who's good enough, who isn't, and I think now we've kind of filtered down a little bit to, we know roughly the bulk of the first team now,
definitely.
And we want to see them.
I'm hoping as well, I'm hoping that Garner and Sigurdsson get a half as well, and I prefer the first half. I'd prefer them to come in and be in that first team. Okay, maybe play only a half, maybe Dahl plays the second half, maybe Besic plays the second half, or Davis plays the second half, and I want to see them come in and just obviously it'll be their first game. But if you want the first game of the season, I think you can already identify. Well, I could name an 11 now, and if they're fit and no one else comes in, I think that'll be the 11. So I'd like to see that 11, play. I mean, we don't know about Theo Walcott. I'm hoping he's going to be involved, because I not worry too much, but I think that it's okay saying, oh, he's not playing or whatever, but if you're not involved in pre-season and you're trying to hit that first game of the season, and you've only got, he hasn't kicked the ball in a game yet, so you want him to be involved as well, because otherwise then you're going, well, if you're not fit enough, you're not going to be fit enough for that first game of the season, and he's a big threat for us. So I'm hoping again, if we can see the likes of Theo on one side, with Richarlison on the other side, Sigurdsson and Garner, even if it's just those 3 players, Walcott, Sigurdsson, Garner, even Richarlison, even if they just played for the first half, then that to me would be a good benefit. And then you're bringing some of the players on for the second half who
the fringe players,
well, not fringe players, but the players who might have to play instead of them. If they don't make it, if Walcott doesn't make it, does Sancho step up, or does Richarlison play on that side and Morales play on the other side? I know that's weird. If Sigurdsson isn't ready to go, does Dahl play in that position, so they can play the second half? But I think it's important that, especially with having a new manager and a new idea of playing, that Sigurdsson and Garner and Walcott and Richarlison all come in and got Richarlison lesser so because he knows how the manager wants to play, but he's got to gel with those new players as well. They all get in and go, right, this is what it's all about, straight in there, and we go from there, because I think that structure is the most important thing now. Totally,
and I think look how our side starts to take shape then as well. The players you've mentioned there, Walcott, Garner and Sigurdsson coming back in, those are 3 of the starting 11 straight away. And they need to start playing with this team again under the new manager. It's important that they get as many minutes of competitive or semi-competitive football, if you like, under their belt as possible in these sort of friendlies. And gain their match fitness again. Walcott was of course missing towards the end of last season as well, so it's ultra important for him to get in, and I want to see him play, because he's going to be so key for us next season in terms of this new system and the pace and everything we're going to play. I think that for fans is what we want to see, because although there's been certain players that have kind of stepped up and have impressed on occasions, you're not really thinking, okay, that's who I want to see coming out the tunnel to face Wolves in a couple of weeks' time, you know. So for me, I agree there. I want to see as close to a starting 11 as possible, and yeah, if we can get some minutes under Gylfi, Garner and Walcott's belts, then better. And yeah, love to see Richarlison as well.
I think as well, what's important as well, it's not all about, let's say, you know, racing back, making sure you're playing for the Wolves game. It's a long season.
Yeah, of course.
But pre-season's such an important thing. Now, for all I know, Theo Walcott might be doing everything in training, but he's just not playing. He might be doing all the running. He just mightn't be doing any contact work. He might have a bit of a dodgy ankle. I don't know, but you want those players, even if they're not available for that game against Wolves. You need them in the pre-season because it's so important. It's okay, it's not going to be as hectic as it was last season, you know, because you know this time last season the season was kicking off. You know, you see Burnley this week starting the Europa League. The season was kicking off, so from then on it was just non-stop once that Premier League season, and no one got a chance to you know, to get the right amount of training in and practice. We don't have that luxury, I'd say, this season. I'd still love to be in Europe, but by not having it, it's we have that time now. So, but I'd still want all these players involved. It's great that once the season starts, we'll have more time to train and more time to go through things. But it's just so important for getting that base level of fitness that can carry you through the season. You know, some players come. Let's say they come back heavy or whatever. If they don't have a pre-season, they never shake that off because they never have that intensity again. They'll have different kinds of training, but I imagine with Marco Silva, a lot of it will be going through the things he wants to know, the set piecing, the pieces, the pressing, you know, all the things that to make this side. There's not necessarily going to be that time to get that level of base fitness. So I'm just hoping that those players can get that in before the season starts, even if they don't make it for that first game of the season, let's just say, or they're not 100% for it. As long as they've got that base level of fitness, I think that's the most important thing. Yeah,
definitely. I think we can all agree on the impact that it has when a player doesn't have a proper pre-season. You've just said then, and it's absolutely right, it can carry through for the whole competitive season, and that is certainly not something that we want to see from our, you know, Sigurdsson, Garner and Walcott are stars in our team, you know, and I really hope that they're getting their fitness up and getting in on this, because they've been playing, of course they've been playing in the World Cup, those two as well, but it's different. This is a whole new system, this is a whole new management, you know, there's going to be a few new faces in there as well, so get that fitness up, and as you say, if they don't quite make it for Wolves, which I really hope they do, then at least we know that they've got that fitness level, and that we're not going to be playing catch up for weeks and potentially even months to come, because we can't really afford that.
I think at least with Sigurdsson and Garner, I think they've just, you know, they've played in the World Cup, they've had a couple of weeks break now and they're straight back into it. Sigurdsson had a large break before that with that injury, so I think he'll be okay. I think that World Cup will almost serve as like a pre-season for Sigurdsson, because he's only really had 2 weeks off. I was surprised he come back so early. And Garner, you know, Garner's a very fit and competitive lad, so I think they'll be okay. I think there won't be too many problems there. So hopefully, it's just Walcott I'm slightly concerned about,
especially with his injuries as well.
And especially he's not getting any younger, and you just worry that you don't want something to be persistent. And as I say, he hasn't been involved yet. But Blackburn themselves, they kick off a week Saturday in the Championship. I think they just come up, haven't they, from the League One? Is that what it's called? Big season for them. They've played Hibs so far. They won. They drew with Port Vale. They got beat by Liverpool, and they beat Lincoln last time out. I was looking through their squad. There's very few names. Danny Graham, remember him? Played for Watford, went to Swansea, scored loads of goals for them, then got a big move to Sunderland, and like everyone who goes to Sunderland, he's there. And Charlie Mulgrew, who used to play for Celtic, was a very good player. Used to have a very bizarre Twitter account. Very bizarre.
I can't say I've ever experienced that.
Just very bizarre. So they're really the only names I knew. So, but as I said, it's at their gaff. I believe the lads from the Red, remember telling me last week when they played, there was hardly any Blackburn fans at
Really?
their friendly, and you would expect
Liverpool.
there was loads of Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
So, but there was hardly any Blackburn fans. So I don't know whether it's just the way they are. Some clubs I think are like that. Some clubs don't get. I mean, let's be honest. When we have our pre-season, it's a game at Goodison. It's only ever like 20,000, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, like.
No, I know, but we're a proper football club.
This is the thing, though. You think they've just got promotion. They're hosting like a team that was in a Champions League final. You know, you'd think they would want to be turning up, but as you say, some fans and some grounds are just like that, and I hate it. I hate seeing anything like that.
Yeah.
For me, Middlesbrough was always one.
Yeah.
You just see like random. I mean, it must be all right to turn up. You could turn up like 10 minutes into a game and sit wherever the hell you want, kind of thing. But I think when you're watching that as a fan, and even if you're there and you've brought loads of away fans, you want something to bounce back off, don't you?
They're a strange club, Blackburn, because obviously they become one of these sort of money clubs at the beginning of the Premier League, and obviously won the Premier League. And then everything was like built in a hurry. So three of the four stands are all like they were modern when the Premier League started in terms of their look. 3 separate stands, one big stand, the two at either end of what the park end should have looked like, with the double. And then you've got this little small crappy thing that's been there for years, like you can watch the match from a hill on behind. So they're very much of the time they were like boom and bust, but if you're going to be boom and bust, you know, you might as well win a Premier League by doing it. So it's like they had a big mentality for like 3 or 4 years, and yet it's just in this little town.
Yeah,
so it's
bizarre, really,
it's a weird
isn't it?
juxtaposition, but listen, they'll be a good test for us at the right time, because they've got, as I say, they've only got a week or so before their first game, so they'll be coming to their levels now, their high levels. So that means it'll be a good game for us. I remember Thomas Gravison actually getting sent off in a pre-season game against Blackburn years ago, so let's hope nothing like that happens. I think he got suspended as well for the Premier League because he got sent off.
This is the weird thing, because who was it that was playing the other day? Who was it for us? Was it Schneidlin?
Schneidlin, yeah.
And he got a yellow, didn't he? And they were saying, "Oh, I'm not sure." And I thought, well, would that carry through?
Well,
if he got a red?
in the old days, though, if you got sent off, if you did a nasty little tackle in the pre-season game, the ref would go over to the bench and just say, "Take him off now," or "I'm sending him off."
Yeah.
So that would be like the little thing, because obviously it's a pre-season game.
So you don't want him to take it through.
Yeah. So that's what they used to do. You know, he's getting a bit excited to take him off. But no, I think. Listen, for anyone who's going, it could be an exciting little night. You know, if we see Richarlison play, and we get to, you know, hopefully get to see Sigurdsson back in an Everton shirt, Garner, hopefully Walcott.
And as you say, they're going to be treating this, you would think, pretty competitively with their season just around the corner. So should be a good game of football. As of we,
we've got to start stepping it up. And I think, you know, whether you think it's important or not, it would be nice to win the game of football. It would be nice to see some goals from the likes of Cenk Tosun. Okay, he scored a battle load against Erding, but that doesn't really matter. I think I could have scored a few in that game.
This is it.
I think that, you know, it'd be nice to see those levels go up where he's scoring goals, we're creating clear-cut chances. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've been very unlucky, we've hit the post numerous times, but it would be nice to go, well, we've won this game and then we've won that game, and then you're going into the season then with a couple of wins and thinking, let's be optimistic about this.
Well, this is where we need to be sharper, isn't it, in that final third, because we've hit the upright how many times, hit the crossbar, we've had chances going just wide, we've had goals disallowed, and you think, you know, say Sandro bagged a couple in the last couple of games, Cenk's got one, Niassi's got one, Sandro's got one, you start to feel a lot better, the confidence goes up, and I think now that is important that we do go, yeah, it's only a friendly, but let's score some goals and let's win, let's get that morale, and you know, imagine tomorrow if we end up winning like 3-0 or something, Richarlison gets an assist, Sandro scores, and so does Tosun. That feel-good factor does start to come through, and then people are looking at, you know, Rennes and then Valencia, hopefully more players coming in. So now's kind of starting to get into that real crunch time, and we've got to see some
I think
some goals
over the next few, you know, days. Obviously, you know, everything comes together. The team comes together. You know, who you're selling, who you're buying starts, you know, it's all going to come together next 2 weeks, because that's it.
Yeah, that's starts, what we've got,
and that's it. The window shuts on the Thursday night and you're ready to go. Okay, once you've got them in, you can give them a few weeks to bed in if they come in late, but, you know, this, you can't be going into the season going, well, who wonder if we can get him or this is make your mind up time. And you know, he said last weekend was the real make your mind up time, but
I want to see outgoings as well. Sharpish.
Yeah, I think we will do, but I think, listen, let's go into this game, let's get 3 points, let's score a couple of goals, let's hope that, you know, confidence is, let's see us playing some football the right way, and that you walk out going, that was good, that I enjoyed that. And
I want to win. We want to win this. We want to play as well as we possibly can.
A little bit like we did last time against Porto, where we were all like, this is actually quite good.
Yeah.
And yet by the end of the game, there's loads of people going, oh, I'm a bit worried.
Oh, we're going to get relegated. Silver out.
Yeah. There you have it. Let us know your thoughts about this game. Blackburn Rovers away, pre-season friendly. Just make sure you can get it on the stream, eh?
Oh, anyone, if you're having problems with the passwords, one of us will get it out on Twitter.
It won't be me. It will not be me. I'm not touching codes. DMs are always open.
This is it.
Right, thanks to Sarah. We'll see you later.